Welcome back to the Going Yard podcast.
The 1-1 from Dyson. Batista with a drive. Deep left field. No doubt about it.
My name is Nick Lew, and the Jays are coming off another home opener win, beating the Detroit Tigers 9-3. At the time of this recording, the Jays are about to play their second game of the series against the Tigers. We got Kevin Gausman on the mound. Before we get into the nitty gritty of the home opener and the last couple games that we missed, you know how we do a roundtable check here. So, Eric, we'll start off with you, my man. How's it going?
It's been good. I'm tired, man. We're at the end of the school year, and I'm over school, man. I'm done with it. But I'm happy that obviously regular season's been back for a few weeks now, and it's good to see the Jays playing back at home.
Mo, what's going on with you, man? How's it going?
Hey, yo, what to do, guys? Feels like forever since a senior, right?
So long ago.
It has.
But I'm excited to be back for this pod, and I'm more excited that the boys of summer are back, especially that home opener. What a first game at the I almost called it the Rogers Center. It is the Rogers Center. I was going back in time here. Because balls were fucking flying, boys.
Yeah.
I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, they were flying. So obviously we saw the new Renos, which looked great, by the way. It honestly felt like a whole new ballpark, even with just the outfield being done. And, where do we want to start? Do we want to talk about Kiermaier's catch or Manoah's start?
I'd say probably Manoah's start, man.
Manoah's start?
Yeah.
I mean,
because it was the least appealing out of everything else that happened. So yeah,
get the bad shit out of the way.
That's it, man. We're here for positive vibes, man. Positive.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's there more to say? I know it's the beginning. We were talking about it before, how at least I feel that I think the pitch clock's affecting him. I feel like he's more of a guy that needs time, whereas you got guys like Kikuchi who doesn't think, and it's in his favor. But
lucky him.
Yeah. But like, he gave up a home run first inning, walked I don't know how many guys.
Yeah.
He was able to fight through it, whereas he didn't give up like 6 runs or 7 runs in the first inning like how it was last home opener. But it even showed in his very, very first start against the Cardinals. He's not looking like himself right now. Do we think that this is going to change, or do you think this might be an ongoing thing?
I think it's bound to change, man. It's like, because I do think that you're right that the pitch clock might be messing him up, but that's something that he'll eventually get used to. And I don't know. It's like the beginning of the season, man. I know a lot of guys on the Jays are already in mid-season form, but it doesn't really seem like much of the pitching is. So I think he's bound to turn it around at some point.
I agree with both of you, but if you look, his velocity is down too from last year.
They were talking about that.
Mm-hmm. And also it was like that in spring training, and it was brought to the forefront. Maybe it's something to watch out for. And people are like, it's spring training. Nobody really goes full throttle. But it's still pretty down from last season. So that might be something also that's affecting him. And he just needs to be Alek Manoah and just throw the good stuff and remind everyone why he's the future star in this game.
Yeah, I know. I forgot about that. Because he usually would throw like 94 around there last year. He's like around 91, 92 now. And his slider looked terrible yesterday too. That's like his best pitch, and he could not throw it for a strike. It has to be related to the pitch clock. The velo, obviously, that doesn't have to do with it. But I don't know. It's like you said, Mo. I think it's just that it's going to take a little bit, and he'll get back to speed eventually.
Do you think the pressure's weighing in? Because think about it, this is season 3. He's now the ace, arguably, right?
Yeah.
And he's a young guy. It's a lot on his shoulders. It's a country on his back, not just a city. Mm-hmm. It's a country. We're the only Canadian team in the MLB. So do you think it has a little bit to do with that as well, or it's just a slow start and he just needs to get cooking again?
Yeah, and he did just come off like a Cy Young finalist too in last season, right? So there definitely is high expectations for him. Yeah, it is very, very possible that it could be there's a lot of pressure on him. But I don't know. Like I could have said there was a lot of pressure on him last year too, right? I think he was kind of going into last year one of the guys that was expected to be maybe their ace, minus like Gosman, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. It's probably a stretch, but like, do you guys maybe think he could be slightly injured or something too? 'Cause something like that could explain a velo drop as well.
Yeah, like traditionally, yeah. But I think it's more mental. I mean, I really hope Anthony Recker didn't get in his head because that guy's a fucking bum. But
Yeah.
but I think it's a mental thing with him.
Kind of going based off what you first asked Mo about, like, is there pressure? I honestly feel like for him, it probably hit him after that wildcard game because we saw his confidence too going into that game. You know, he was saying, they asked him, like, do you feel pressure? And he's like, oh, pressure is what you put in tires. And then he whiffed, and then everyone started mocking him for that. And then the whole Anthony Recker thing. And then, you know, like you said, he's in his third year. He's still young. And it's like everyone's already labeling him as, you know, our ace, which I still think he is. But it's like for a third year player to have all that, you know, talk on you, like, you know, you're our ace, you're going to be starting opening day, you're going to be starting the home opener. It's kind of like, if that was me, I'd be like, holy shit, like now everyone's really counting on me to be that ace. So I do think that's hitting him a little bit. Like I said, I hope, you know, he figures it out. I want to say that he might have the same season as last year, but, you know, it's hard to tell with just so early on. But besides that, we saw Kiermaier with probably the nastiest catch, probably even catch of the season, hopefully. Maybe he makes
it's him or Hunter Renfroe right now.
Oh yeah, Renfroe's was a thing of beauty too.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be biased and go with Kiermaier because that was just sweet.
And also stopped the home run. So,
and it's like, for me, I remember Kiermaier, he was the guy that took Kevin Pillar's gold gloves, you know, and it's just like, I hated him for that because it's like, I hated Tampa, I hated Kiermaier because he was on Tampa, and I love my Jays, but it's like, oh my, now this guy's on our team doing the same shit, and it's like,
yeah,
give this guy another one.
I will say with Kevin Pillar, he made gold glove plays, but he also laid out for unnecessary times. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I know that's in the past. Pillar doesn't even play for the Jays anymore, but I don't think he was a gold glove fielder, to be honest.
I don't know, man. That one season where he was in left field and made that dirty catch.
that season was different.
I think that's still, like, in my mind, one of probably the greatest catch in Blue Jays history.
Yeah.
Even though, like, Devon White's in 92, that almost got the triple play, was pretty remarkable too. But Pillar just jumping up out of nowhere and snatching that. And remember, it was the old Rogers Center, not the even improved one that we saw yesterday. So making that catch, and he was a nobody. He was an absolute nobody. They just threw him out there and making that catch.
That was ridiculous.
I mean, he earned that gold glove that year for sure.
I agree with you on that. Like, yeah, there was some TV dives, but there was like a lot too where he had to lay out and he made it. And going back to that catch, the legendary catch, I remember watching that and thinking, like, it's gone. Like, the guy's just gonna climb the wall for fun, and then the guy climbed the wall and made the catch, you know, and it wasn't easy too, where he just jumped, but. Like, I do think Pillar deserves that. Did he get a gold glove? He did, right? Or he never
actually did? You know what, to be honest, I don't know if he got a gold glove that season, but it should have been worthy of a gold glove. He could have done nothing else for that entire season, and he still should have been awarded a gold glove. One of the best catches I've ever seen.
Yeah, but I'm not knocking, like, Kevin Kiermaier at that time too, because the guy is he's an unreal center fielder, and he showed it. Like, it was like probably the first, like, big hit of the game too, because it was just all walks, and then technically in my mind the first play of the game, and the guy just robs a home run, you know.
That changed the game. That changed the game.
I know
that was a game changer.
That was
that catch. That exactly, because Manoah, you saw his face and he was like, oh, thank God that didn't go yard. Because it could have been a long game for him. And just Kevin Kiermaier, sensational, and just his attitude and his energy. Don't you feel like the surge of energy from him? You know, he says all the right things. He's so upbeat, and he wants us to win. He's in it to win. And has a great feeling about it.
Did you see him like spinning the glove on like his
Yeah.
finger? That was so cold. That was so sick.
It's like just a typical day at the office.
Man,
You know?
I feel like a goof because I think it was in like our second podcast when they had just signed him or whatever, and I was shitting on him saying, he's not gonna fucking hit. Like, oh yeah, he's obviously good defensively, but he's been a stud at the plate too. Like, I don't know, and I feel like an idiot now. In this catch that he made, I'll bring back the Renfroe one because I'd say it's probably the other contestant right now for the best catch of the year. There was more luck in Hunter Renfroe's catch than there was in Kiermaier's. Kiermaier's was well timed, right positioning. Renfroe's was, oh my god, it was disgusting. But like, there was way more luck in that catch than Kiermaier's.
Renfroe's was nasty. I almost creamed myself watching that.
But yeah, like, you know, Kevin's been like a fan favorite already, and it's like we were talking about this even off the pod, like when we were in class, and it's like the guy was so fired up to be here. He couldn't wait to be here, and I don't blame him. The guy's been stuck in Tampa for like his whole career and has no fans there.
He's been to a World Series though.
Yeah, he has. But yeah, he's been a fan favorite. He's my girlfriend's favorite. He's all the mom's favorite. He's a dill. Like, it's just like he's the whole package. And like, you know, we can't forget about like his home run too. Like, the guy told us, you know, he wants to be the best number 9 hitter. He doesn't want to hit a single home run. He just wants to hit singles, get on base, and the guy still rakes, you know. And it's like, how can you not hate this guy? So
fan favorite already.
Let's talk about who could potentially not be a fan favorite on Brandon Belt. Started the season like with like a .53 batting average,
I think it was 1 in 23 or 1 in 24.
Yeah,
13 strikeouts.
Yeah,
13 Ks, and it's like, you know, how I feel about him still feels the same because yesterday he did go, I think, 2 for 3. You know, I was telling my buddies, I was saying, you know, maybe he just hits better at home, and we'll see. And he played a good game yesterday. But you know, do we still think this guy's going to be like bottom tier, not showing up, like not a good pick for the Jays, or do we still have?
So, kudos for showing up yesterday. It's about fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
I am on the fence still. Yes, he helped immensely yesterday, so thank God. But I'm looking at his hits, and I'm not seeing strength behind his hits. They look like weak tappers or end of the bat line drives. The double was nice. Don't get me wrong. The double was nice, but the single's weak. His single on the road was weak too. I don't know if he's still recovering from that injury because it was a pretty significant one. Yeah. So maybe he's just getting back. He's getting strength finally. But I'm still on the fence. I am going to wait and see after this home stretch and see what happens before I make a verdict. But right now, I have no faith.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I was thinking as well, that it's probably a bit too early to completely say. But yeah, like when you really do put it in a perspective, his hits other than the double happen weak as fuck. Like the one yesterday that I remember seeing clearly was that single that he hit. It was the ground ball that went between, I think, like third and shortstop. And it wasn't like it was hit very hard. My guess is that he's not even getting 100 exit velocity on any of those hits. And for the average MLB guy, it's like, if you want to be getting ground ball hits, like, you better be like pissing on the baseball, man. Like, so, but yeah, I think that it's probably 1 or 2 more home games, and that'll probably depict on if he's gonna have a stinker this season or not.
Yeah.
Is that when the Votto chants start coming out?
There's a possibility.
See, I like the sound of that, man.
Yeah,
I like the sound of that.
I mean, when I hear, you know, it's 2 old guys, right? You got Joey Votto and Brandon Belt. To me, Votto's name just sticks out more, you know? So I agree with all of you. You know, it is kind of too early. I am on the fence about it. You know, the first, 3 series wasn't looking hot for him. And it was literally just yesterday. Like, we're talking about just one game where the guy actually came out to play. Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of up in the air. I'm still on the fence about it. But, you know, just moving on to more Jays players who stood out. Matt Chapman, AL Player of the Week, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
The guy went yard again. Not even like, it's because the fences are shorter. No, that was a no doubter. That's gone in both parks.
Yeah.
What are we feeling on him? I mean, the guy's hot right now. Do we think it's just because it's a contract year, or like this is just like this?
I don't know. I think he's like, obviously, again, and you could say the same thing about the guys that are doing well. It's super early. Of course, like some guys' batting averages are going to look like padded right now because they haven't had many ABs. But Chapman's batting .477 with 3 home runs, and he has 15 RBIs already, man.
That's crazy.
That's not a stat that you can pad right there. No. Like that is a legit fucking stat. And I don't know, man. Like this is one of those things where he must have had to make an adjustment in his swing. There's no way that with the swing that he's had for years, where he's always just been extremely average at the plate, that he hasn't made some change, even if it's very minor, because this is incredible what he's doing.
So I hold on. I just want to mention what you said. There has to be some change. I did notice a little change, and I remember, talking to my dad about this because we were watching the game. I did notice last year he had a very, very small leg kick. It wasn't like a Jose Bautista one. He just lifted it up in there. Mm-hmm. What I noticed his last couple at bats, he has a toe tap now. So could that be the adjustment? I know when I was playing baseball, I one year had a little bit of a leg kick, and then my next year I added a toe tap, and I was on my on base percentage and batting average was up. Yeah,
because your timing, it's a lot easier to time when you're just doing a toe tap. So that could be that's a good observation from you too, by the way. I didn't even notice that.
I didn't notice it too until they had that close up, replays, and they're not even pinpointing it, but it's just something that I pinpoint because I could be a baseball nerd sometimes. So when it comes to that, but
it's also because he's more patient. Mm-hmm. He's more patient at the plate. He's waiting for his pitches. And, of course, show me the money. He wants to get paid. This is going to be where he cashes in. This is do or die. And, it's looking great for us right now. I just really hope we can find some money stashed away somewhere and pay this man.
Oh, my God, yeah.
He's a big asset. I love that he's batting in the 5th hole.
Yeah.
Because he's protecting Varsho, who I'm sure we're going to talk about next. Mm. So it's great. Our 1 through 5 is disgusting now.
I think it's the best in baseball.
Yeah.
And that could just be considered bias because obviously we're Jays fans, but I think there's a lot of people, probably not ESPN because they hate on Canadian teams, but I think most real baseball fans would agree that the Jays probably have the best top 5 lineup.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I feel the same way too. We saw Springer with a home run right after Kiermaier, which was a no doubter too, by the way. Bo, he's looking a little bit better. I know it's early, but he's looking a little bit better compared to last year when he first started.
At the start.
Which, by the way, a lot of people were saying I don't think his home run would have been gone at the old Rogers Center. Debatable.
Yeah, debatable.
I think it still would have been a base hit.
Yeah. So Springer's home run, Bo's home run, and of course, Captain Thick Jesus Alejandro Kirk with a piss missile to the sun. I was very happy about that. That was a moment where I jumped out of my seat.
I know you were definitely amped because he's been a little bit of a shitter at the plate so far too.
He was happy too. You could tell it was a sigh of relief. He's like, "Thank you, Jesus."
Yeah,
he just went yard, and it was a no doubter too. And you could see his little snowman figures trot around the diamond, and it was a thing of beauty. And we love when he gets to trot because he shouldn't run at full ever. So
I want to bring back the Chapman thing too. Just one more thing. I feel like a part of the reason that he could be, because Mo, you mentioned how he seems more patient at the plate, more relaxed and calm. I feel like he's now, because I feel like at Oakland, he was a guy that was expected to hit really well there. But on a team like the Blue Jays, he has 4 guys ahead of him that And Bo and Vladdy, I would say, are definitely better hitters than Chapman is. And I feel like he knows that there's not that pressure on him to be the guy offensively. And I almost think that that's making him weirdly more confident at the plate, because he's going up knowing, okay, all I need to do is try and get on base. For guys like this, I mean, yeah, he's behind them in the order, but still, he's a guy I can rely on these guys to hit well. So I'm just going to go up and do my thing. And I think that's literally causing him to hit better.
Well, those guys are going to make the game easier too, like Springer, Bo, and Vladdy, because they're going to get on or they're going to drive runs. So it is a no pressure situation for him. And again, money is the ultimate motivator. So make it rain, my friend. Let's go.
Yeah. So, no, sorry again for bringing Chapman back. I just wanted to bring that up.
Chapman's a stud. You can bring him up anytime you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like the hottest hitter right now on our team. So it's just like probably the most to talk about.
In
baseball. So
yeah.
Let's go Varsho.
Varsho?
Let's talk Varsho. The little engine that could. What do you guys think of him thus far?
I mean,
I think he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to know what you guys think. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, he's obviously not been like compared to the other guys in the lineup. He's not been standout, but he's at he's got a home run, 289 average right now, 8 runs, which is actually pretty good. His on base percentage is 391. That's really good. And the 2 stolen bases as well. I didn't know that he was swiping bags like that either. Sorry, I'm on his baseball reference profile, and this guy looks goofy as fuck, man. Like, I'm sorry, but he looks like a deer in headlights in his picture. They did him dirty.
He's kind of an ugly guy, anyways.
He is an ugly guy.
He looks like a gremlin.
Yeah. But no, and again, it's good to have that other left-handed bat in the lineup, and it's a left-handed bat that can hit, unlike Belt. So it's nice. It's nice. He's not been standout, but he's doing his job.
For me, I love him. You guys mentioned his numbers is it's average. It's all right. It's pretty good. To me, I already think you already know how I felt when after they made the trade. I already knew he's a better pickup than Gurriel. And it's like one thing that I noticed that this team never did the last couple of years with Montoya and everyone. And Eric, you mentioned that this guy's like a speed demon on the bases. He's also bunting, and it's working. And I know a lot of guys and I know we're a going yard podcast, and fuck bunting, but like sometimes it works, and it's just like he's proven that he's just there to help the team win, whereas some guys have egos like Tatis and Machado, like they want to go for the long ball and everything, right? So and by the way, I forgot what game it was. I think it was the Cardinals series where he threw a guy out from
left. Yes, yeah.
He does throw a little bit weird, but hey man, whatever fucking works.
Whatever works.
He's been great. I think he's been great. I think he's adds a different dimension. Everyone can't swat the ball. And also, I was listening to an interview. It was his dad that called into Sportsnet, and his dad was saying he looked like ass in spring training. And he talks to his dad every day. And what they did was they got rid of. I think he does a little kick when he's at the plate, and he got rid of it. And it's made him a better hitter as well, because now he's driving the ball all over the field. Yeah. So big ups to him adjusting as well. Like we were talking about Chapman being adjustment, he's done the same thing as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I should take back saying he's been average. A 289 batting average is very good. And again, a 391 on base percentage, that is unbelievable. You could not be doing your job better than getting on base that often.
He's walking a lot.
Yeah, I feel like that's been an issue with the Jays too, is there's a lot of low discipline at the plate. Just guys, and not to mention too, guys like in the top of the lineup, like Vladdy and Bo, they'll swing for the fences on every single pitch. And that's like one thing that I've never liked. If you're down 0-2 in the count, put the ball in play. I know that Vladdy's better for it than Bo, but Bo swings out of his shoes every single time. And it's like, and Nick, like, you bring up the bunting too. It's not even just the Jays that don't really bunt. Like, the MLB in general, small ball is just barely a thing anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's almost because teams are like too scared of fans getting mad about it, but like, who cares? Who cares what the fans think? These guys are here to win, man. Do what you can to help the team. And I think that's like a really good point that you've brought up is the bunting that Varsho's been providing.
Well, you know why no one likes to bunt anymore? And Eric, I know you know this guy. It's because of the king of JUCO, Eric's.
Yeah. It's
The guy just influenced everyone to, lift big, hit bombs, and then there's another one where it's lift small, bunt the ball.
Bunt the ball. Yeah.
It's like, but I also want to bring up, I feel like a lot of everyone, not just Chapman, but everyone's approach at the plate has been different. And I truly believe it has to do with Don Mattingly. There was a report, or I think it was just Hazel May talking before the game, talking about Bo Bichette and Vladdy on how they've been talking to Mattingly about hitting. Because, the guy was a stud at the plate too. And even watching them, like Bo and Vladdy still try to swing for the fences, but I have been noticing that they're swinging to just put the ball in play. So we've been saying that for years. It's kind of like, dude, just put the ball in play, get singles, get RBIs, and that's what I've been noticing that we've been doing. So I feel like Mattingly has been a huge part of that. And by the way, he did get like a long ovation during longer than all the other coaches during the introduction.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Let's talk about the park. What do you guys think of the new Rogers Center? I want to hear it.
I think everyone can agree that it is far better. Like, but just the way the wall is designed alone makes it look better. And it's like, I don't know what it is, but that wall, like Mo, it's like you can see the picture in the background. I don't know what it is, but that baby blue on that like navy blue looks really good. Like, it stands out. The shape of the wall is great. It's not all the one same size anymore, and I think it looks better. The bullpens are fucking sick, by the way.
Oh, man, that's fantastic. I hope a certain person falls down in there.
I'm sure someone will. There's the new, like, where the fucking cornhole is. There's, like, that margarita area, which, by the way, boys, we're going there when we go to a
100%. The cash bar, that's where you'll find us.
Yeah,
we're
you guys,
taking a nice tour down there.
Yeah, posting live updates on the Instagram if we go to a game, and you bet your ass that we'll probably spend hundreds on booze, and we will not be sober in those stories. But it's brilliant, man. For once, the Rogers Center doesn't look like a Bush League piece of shit. That's all I have to say.
Hey man, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I mean, I was even saying, like, right off the bat, we haven't even been there to see it, but just even on TV looks 10 times better. And you pointed out that little baby blue and the navy blue, like it's in the picture that Mo has right now. And it's like the little things just make it like 10 times better. The bullpen, like they were talking about how, we'll have some fan interactions. It'll be close. I didn't know it was going to be that close. Like if you're sitting row one, you can legit like high five a player or like you're super close. And it's like, that's so sick. And it's like, I never really liked to sit out in the outfield. Unless when I was a kid, I didn't mind it. But like now I don't really, but it's like, I actually want to try and get seats there now, interact with the players. Maybe go to a Houston Astros game and fucking tear up the bullpen on the other side. But like you mentioned, like everything in the outfield, the Corona rooftop patio, the kids area, the catch bar where the boys will be all summer. I'm telling you, $20 admission tickets. That's it, because we're just gonna be there. So honestly, and like after seeing that, I just can't wait for next year to see the final 2-stage process. So very nice field.
Do you think it's gonna cause more sellouts this season?
Yes. Absolutely. It's just like, all that extra stuff that they've added, again, like the cornhole, these new like areas to drink. I think that alone will bring in more people. Like, I think it's just like, obviously it's like you could go to like a bar and spend like less. You don't have to pay to get into a bar, but I just feel like people who want to go out for like a nice daytime beverage on the weekend or a Friday night out, it's just like, okay, well, we could go to like this dive bar or we could go, you could buy some nosebleed seats at the Jays game and go spend it at the margarita area the whole time, So I think it will for sure. At least the first year, it will bring in more fans.
Well, I mean, winning always does too, but
yeah, I was gonna say, especially the time that we're in right now with the Jays, a lot of those 2015, 2016 bandwagoners are coming back. And it's kind of like it gives them a reason to be like, oh, let's check out the new Rogers Center, right? So I feel like that's part of the reason. Every game obviously won't be sold out. Like we're going to see the next couple of games start to die down a bit, but I highly believe like those $20 admission tickets to just go to the standing areas, like those will be full for at least the first year. But yeah, I can't wait to go. Like I actually want to. I want to go today. Like I want to go tomorrow, but it's like I'm busy. So
I wanted to go yesterday.
Yeah,
after school.
Definitely, boys. Well, we're gonna make a few trips this summer.
Yeah, that's gonna be it for us. We'll probably do more episodes. Try and do more episodes now that the season started. We're even thinking of honestly maybe some major games. Maybe even live stream it on TikTok or Instagram if you want to come chill with us to watch a game. But for now, this is gonna be it. We're gonna see you in the next episode. If you want to follow our socials on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, we're all on there. It's just at the Going Yard Podcast. We post live game reactions sometimes depending on how much time we got, but if you want to follow our personal socials, they'll be all in the bio as well.
But before we go, it's a beautiful time for sports. The Raptors are playing in the play-in right now. I got a question for you boys. Does DeMar DeRozan finally get his revenge against the Raptors?
Rams squaddled tonight. So
there's no. I think DeMar and the Bulls are gonna curb stomp our Raptors.
Love that word.
Yeah. Not even like Alex Caruso or anybody. It's just gonna be all DeMar tonight. So I'm scared.
I can't wait. You know what? It serves us right for not tanking.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. But anyways, that's gonna do it. So we'll see you next time.
Sorry, Raptor fans.